Hey, WVLP listeners, this is Ken the Metal Professor. I'm about to get into this week's edition of the Northwest Indiana Wrestling Action Program, but first a quick correction/verbal edit. I'm about to play the audio I picked up this weekend at Backbreaker Wrestling in Griffith, and I got confused with one of the performers. Over the last couple of times I've been at Backbreaker, there have been a couple of shady masked individuals that have come out and done dastardly shenanigans. And one of them that wears a mask was called Punisher. So in the early part of this show you're about to listen to, a masked man came out, and he was wearing a black mask with a white front on the mask. And, oh, well, he's a dastardly masked villain. I'm going to call him Punisher. Well, later in the show, mystery masked person number 2 came out, this time in a red shirt with a red and black mask. And that one, I believe, was Punisher. So the first one, I'm sure I knew his name at some point in the past, but I ended up calling him Punisher in this recording. And there was no clean way to get in there and edit that out of the audio, so I just left it in, and with apologies to Punisher number 2, Mr. Punisher number 2, perhaps. Sorry for the mishap, and someday I will learn to tell my masked villains apart. This is Ken the Metal Professor. It's Saturday night in the Northwest Indiana area, and you know what that might mean. This is the Northwest Indiana Wrestling Action Program being recorded on location at the St. Mary Hildebrandt Hall Catholic Church Complex in Griffith, Indiana, for a night of pro wrestling fun courtesy of Backbreaker Wrestling. If you haven't heard this show before, it's sporadic, but as a partner to my regular weekly show, Mostly Metal, I occasionally get to go out with my recording gear and give you what I call delayed audio coverage of local, regional, professional wrestling events. A lot of the feds are very kind to let me come in and have a little bit of space to set up and give an overview of what happened during the show. So this show tonight will run about 2 hours in real time. For you, it'll get squished down to probably about 40 to 45 minutes, where I'll give you highlights of matches. You'll get to hear some of the noise and the crowd, and, pretend you were there if you like to close your eyes and sit back on a comfy couch and listen to audio and pretend you're immersed in whatever you're listening to. So the show is going to start in about 15 minutes for me, pretty much instantaneously for you. Thanks for tuning in to the Northwest Indiana Wrestling Action Program. SUPERSLAM from Backbreaker Wrestling is underway. You just heard Lynn Marie, who's been ring announcer extraordinaire for years, came to the ring and is handing over the reins. And the new ring announcer he's in a suit. This is a classy place now. And tradition is back at Backbreaker is to begin with the Star Spangled Banner.
Your opening contest is scheduled for one fall. And is sponsored by Eagle House of Toys. Introducing first, from the United States of Jeremy Hadley, weighing in at 183 pounds, he
I knew Jeremy Hadley was going to open the show, I might have tried to be late, but we'll see how this goes. He knows I'm kidding. The new ring announcer sounds pretty good. Looking forward to getting back later in a quiet area, listening to the recording and see how that sounds through the mics. So the first match of SUPERSLAM by Backbreaker Wrestling tonight, May 18th, Saturday, Griffith, Indiana, is Jeremy Hadley versus Scott Powers. Scott just got introduced, but has not come out through the curtain. Oh, there he is. Ref BJ is trying to get this match underway, but Jeremy Hadley is ignoring him while he jaws with a fan at ringside. And you know Jeremy Hadley is not saying nice things. There's the bell. It finally feels like summer. It's like 80 degrees today. Pro wrestling on a Saturday night in the summer is a pretty good scene. I have not figured out why I like it because it's ridiculous. But it's fun, and once you buy in, it's one of the best things ever. And Jeremy Hadley is having a temper tantrum in the ring. That screaming is him. No first contact yet because he's been running away from Scott Powers. Hadley has taken himself outside the ring ropes yet again, standing on the apron, and Scott Powers gave him the old slingshot back into the ring, then walked him from turnbuckle to turnbuckle, slamming Hadley's head into the turnbuckles as he went around, and Hadley just collapsed to the mat. He's trying to come back to his feet and just clawed at Scott Powers' eyes when he finally made it back up. So we've had more actual wrestling time in this match now, but marred by Hadley's cheating. Hadley now has the upper hand in the match. Guess how he got it? By cheating. A couple of punches to Powers, just ran Powers into a turnbuckle, but Powers sent Hadley across with an Irish whip. Charged at Hadley. Hadley met him with a boot. And then a jumping knee from that second rope. Got Powers right in the forehead with it looks like. Going for a pinfall attempt, but only two. And Powers is getting up, has Hadley in a choke, picks him up. Nope. Hadley fights out of it, is now elbowing Powers in the head. Hadley off the ropes. Kind of got Powers with a clothesline, but Powers did not go down. This time Hadley misses with the clothesline, and Powers gets him with a big shoulder block tackle. And another one. Number 3. Sure enough. Hadley looks like he wants to tag out, but no luck, because there's nobody there to tag. And now Powers has Hadley in a sleeper hold. Oh, and here comes the black masked Punisher from backstage. Ran out to ringside. He hasn't got to Powers. He's just distracting him while Hadley sneaks up from behind, rolls up Powers, and gets the 3 count. We still don't know who Punisher is. Is he somebody masked as the Punisher, or is he just the Punisher? with no mystery behind it. That is a mystery too.
All right. Your next match is for the #1 contendership for the Backbreaker Wrestling Heavyweight Championship.
I guess we have dueling ring announcers tonight. Maybe it's a contest.
270 pounds, hailing from Kalamazoo, Michigan, Nwiwrap.
Boo that man.
Weighing 240 pounds, he hails from the east side. Give it up for Dick Davis.
Well, ring announcer Lynn has announced Dick Davis as the opponent for Richie Rothschild twice. The first time he didn't come out, so she did it again. Maybe he didn't hear, but he's still not out through the ropes. I mean, through the curtain. Where is Dick Davis?
Okay.
Richie has the mic now.
Hey, hold on. I showed up ready to compete. I'm in my best fighting Croc slides. I came here to fight. I came here to win #1 contendership. Dick Davis? He didn't. Oh, is he back there? Is he coming? No. Oh gosh, he was not the #1 contender. Well, I do. And if only somebody would shed light on this. Like, if maybe someone was to go to Backbreaker Wrestling's Facebook, maybe there would be some sort of video. Maybe Dick is saying why he couldn't be here. And I'm sure he wants to be here, but he's not. So, Carl Morris, our esteemed referee, what I'm going to ask you to do now is start a 10 count, because this is a #1 contenders match, and I'm here. So let's do it. I'm ready. Oh, I'm so ready. I'm so ready. Here we go.
And so Richie wants the ref to start counting to 10. Up. Lynn Marie came back and grabbed the microphone. Maybe the third time's a charm? By the way, the nice thing about the show tonight is that Backbreaker Wrestling now has cordless mics. I have not, maybe they had them at the last show, as very often happens. Backbreaker Wrestling and Revolution Championship Wrestling, the two promotions I visit the most. They're both very kind to let me come in and do this thing. And they often are on the same Saturdays of the month. So last month I was at RCW. So maybe they debuted the cordless mics here. But it's really good for the announcers and actually the wrestlers too, as we were able to just hear from Richie Rothschild. Okay, maybe hearing from Richie is a bad example to use for the benefits of those new mics. But it does help a lot. And the 10 count has ended. Looks like Richie is winner by default. But in lieu of Dick Davis, out comes Dave Allen, carrying the title, which I believe Richie and Dick Davis we're going to fight over who gets to be #1 contender. And Allen just...
I'm going on with Dick Davis. I'm going to sit around Croc sandals. You are the number one contender, and that match happens tonight.
Dave Allen just dropped Richie Rothschild with a stunner and lets him know that the match that Richie is number one contender for is going to happen tonight. Later tonight, I guess. And as I mentioned, the occasional double-booked night between Revolution Championship Wrestling in South Bend and Backbreaker Wrestling here. That happened tonight as well, so it was Backbreaker's turn for me to grace them with my presence. So giving a shout out to RCW. Their show probably started 5 to 10 minutes ago. They have guests who used to be known as Mace and Mansoor from WWE, and I hope they have a good show this evening. And you can check Facebook for updates of results for RCW, for Backbreaker. Pretty much anybody that runs a show will put up a rundown of match results the next day.
All right. Your next matchup is scheduled for one fall. And it is for the Backbreaker Wrestling Legacy Championship. And this match is sponsored by Hannon Muffler. Introducing first, accompanied to the ring by King Bishop and Tony Bertorelli from Indianapolis, Indiana, weighing in at 240 pounds, the infamous Thomas Keith.
So here I am giving up my Saturday night to come do wrestling coverage on the radio. Delayed, of course. You're not listening to this on a Saturday night. And what do I get for my trouble? I get Jeremy Hadley, Richie Rothschild, and now Thomas Keith with King Bishop. What did I do to deserve this? King Bishop has a new crony in his entourage, Tully Bertorelli. He looks like a mean dude. Almost looks like he'd be at home in the cast of Oz. So I'm kind of scared of him right now. I'm going to lay low and not attract attention.
From Standing Rock, weighing 300 pounds, he is your Backbreaker Wrestling Legacy Champion, Dave the Brave Lawrence.
Gabe the Brave coming out to be Thomas Keith's opponent. So Thomas Keith decided to open the match by just slapping Gabe the Brave, and as you can imagine, that did not go well. And that thud you just heard was Thomas Keith landing on the mat after a double knee to the head by Gabe. And here comes Gabe charging into the corner where Keith is, squishing him, and now whipping him to the opposite corner. And Keith just hits the corner and drops to his butt. And maybe a cannonball coming here from Gabe. Yep, right onto Keith. And I guess Keith kind of deserves it, so what are you going to do? Well, we've already had our first outside interference from Tully Bertorelli. He grabbed Gabe's ankle from the outside. Gabe turned around to yell at him, turning his back to Thomas Keith. Thomas Keith ran up and kneed him in the back, sending him through the ropes to the floor, and Tully got to pound on Gabe a little bit more. Now he's rolled him back into the ring, So Thomas Keith can continue his attack on the prone Gabe the Brave. And now he's just punching Gabe in the head. That's not wrestling. Gabe is mounting a comeback. Some punches to Thomas Keith in the gut. Comes off the ropes, but Keith gets him with a boot to the face, and another one. And a third one, but Gabe is still on his feet. Boot number 4. Wow. And number 5 finally puts Gabe down on the mat. Who does Keith think he is? Dave Allen? Thomas. When we learn. And Keith had the upper hand, and so instead of pursuing, the normal routine, he decided to just slap Gabe in the face, which, of course, in wrestling has the effect of waking up the opponent. And so those chops you may have just heard were being laid in by Gabe onto the chest of Thomas Keith. He's now thrown him across the ring, and he's hovering over Keith's body. Keith has got to his feet. He's in a choke from Gabe, but he's fighting his way out of it. And drives Gabe's forehead down into the mat after a knee. Gabe caught Keith coming off the top rope. Caught him with a choke, picked him up, slammed him down, got a 2 count out of it. Now he just gave a chop into Keith's forehead. King Bishop has come up onto the corner of the ring, opposite me, is now distracting the ref. Gabe is ready to have a pinfall, but the ref is distracted. So Gabe was going over to draw the ref's attention. Thomas Keith got Gabe from behind, brought him over to Tully, who is now up on the ring apron. Tully went to clobber went to clobber Gabe. Gabe ducked. Tully clobbered Thomas Keith instead. And the result is a pinfall for Gabe the Brave. Wow, we've got another match. Maybe that's why it's called SUPERSLAM. Because there's more matches than normal. I am trying to hear the announcement, and the crowd is giving ref BJ Porter a hard time.
He's weighing in at 200 pounds, Johnny Motley.
Oh, the recently reformed Johnny Motley. And by reformed, I mean used to be beloved and ruined that. Unformed? Deformed? Whatever it is. We don't like him now. He still has nice hair, but we don't like him. And he's walked through the curtains by his pal Cujo, who then wishes him well and heads to the back. Motley's opponent is Matt Dewar. While this match slowly gets underway, the two are circling each other, but no contact yet. Oh, Motley just shoved Dewar in the chest. Dewar shoves him back. And now it's on. A big punch clothesline from Dewar. It looked like it was going to be a clothesline, but I think it ended more of a punch. I was going to observe that there is a lot of overlap, I think, between heavy metal and wrestling. There have been some good t-shirts in the crowd tonight. I saw a Metallica shirt, of course. You know, that shirt was from either the Load or Reload era, I think. So, okay, but it was still Metallica. And I saw a Max Cavalera shirt, which was pretty cool. And I saw Obituary. Somebody wearing an Obituary shirt with the Slowly We Rot logo on the back. That I was not expecting, so that was pretty cool. So kudos to the lady wearing the Obituary shirt. Motley's been introduced to a couple of turnbuckles. He's staggering around the ring. Now he's up, and now he's down. And after an Irish whip into the ropes and a drop kick by Dewar, Motley goes down again. So far, this has been all Dewar. That too. And for the most part, this has been Matt Dewar on top. After a big suplex from the top rope. Motley on the receiving end of that, but he got back up first. Knee strike to Dewar. And then a neck breaker. Now Dewar is kind of down loopy and Motley is pouncing. And now he's just choking. The ref counts. Motley broke the hold at 4. Motley with a flying elbow off the top rope. 2.5 count. Dewar kicks out. The ropes are a little bit saggy. Not quite as tight as you might expect. So I get a little worried every time somebody goes up to the top one. No disasters so far. Motley has Dewar down. Motley's between me and Dewar, so I can't really see, but Motley has some sort of arm twisty submission choke going on. Motley's dragging Dewar to his feet. Elbow to the back of the head. And here comes a chop. Meh. Here comes another one. Up. Dewar ducked out of the way. And he hit Motley with a chop of his own. That sounded better. And there's another one. That sounded good too. Oh, now he's just punching him. But Motley comes out with a thumb to the eye, and that spoils all the fun. Motley was getting frustrated with the inability to get a 3 count, so he had Dewar in the corner and was just punching at him. The ref pulled Motley off, and Motley kind of shoved back at the ref, who did not disqualify him but could have. All that nonsense gave Dewar a few seconds to recover himself. He just hit Motley with a drop kick and a DDT. DDT bounced Motley back to his own feet. And he's coming out with a kick. Dewar caught the foot, but Motley just did a backflip, landed on his own feet. And Dewar with an up and over backdrop onto Motley. I don't remember what that's called. You get somebody in a headlock, you're standing in front of them, you jump up and just kind of somersault backwards up and over the guy and use your own momentum to drop the back of his head down to the mat. Whatever that's called, that's what just happened. Matt Duar is the winner. See what happens with Johnny Motley. He gets a change in attitude, and now he's tarnishing his legacy. It's a shame. And now it's intermission time here at Backbreaker Wrestling. You are listening to delayed audio coverage of Backbreaker Wrestling's event SUPERSLAM here on the Northwest Indiana Wrestling Action Program on WVLP 103.1 FM in Valparaiso, Indiana.
Your next contest is scheduled for one fall. And it's for the Backbreaker Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first, the challenger from Kalamazoo, Michigan, weighing at 270 pounds, Richie Rothschild.
You know, my wife is from Michigan, from Grand Rapids. Her brother and sister-in-law live in the Kalamazoo area, so when somebody's introduced as being from Kalamazoo, I should root for him, but it's Richie Rothschild. So, can't do it. Sorry, Richie.
Florida, weighing at 235 pounds, he is your Backbreaker Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, the flawless one, Dave Allen.
All right, we've got Dave Allen versus Richie Rothschild for the Backbreaker Wrestling Heavyweight Championship, held by Dave Allen. You know it's an important match because senior ref Oscar Rios is in charge. And of course that means no shenanigans. Richie tried to surprise Dave Allen before the bell even rung, but Dave was smart to that. Ducked out of the way. Richie sent himself into the turnbuckle instead of landing on Dave Allen. And now Dave Allen is in control. He's taking Richie around, introducing his forehead to the top turnbuckle in each corner. But Richie has turned it around, and there's a shoulder block to the gut. The action's been back and forth for a bit. It's moved to the outside of the ring. Ref Oscar is kind of allowing it to go that direction, but he is counting slowly. Dave Allen just picked up Richie Rothschild and dropped him on his back onto the ring apron. So Richie rolled painfully into the ring, and Dave Allen just came up the steps. Now he's got Richie up. And a body slam down onto the center of the mat. Not as hard as the apron, but painful nonetheless. Now Allen is just driving his knees into the back of Richie. And out from the back comes the man called the Punisher. Red t-shirt, black mask. He's not doing anything other than distracting the ref so far. Dave Allen with a suplex onto Richie during the distraction. Ref Oscar turned around and counted 2, but only 2. Richie just drove the top part of his head into the jaw of Dave Allen. But Allen rebounded quickly. Looks like he's going to try to do a figure four or something, but Richie kicked Dave Allen away. And followed that up with an Alabama slam. Only got a 2 count out of it, but I think for the first time so far, Dave Allen is not looking quite the worse for wear. Richie has Dave Allen down in the center of the ring. Richie's climbed up to the second rope facing inwards. Comes off with an attempt at a knee drop, but Dave Allen rolled out of the way. The Punisher is still just kind of hovering around the outside of the ring, hasn't really gotten himself involved yet. Here comes Dave with a, looked like an attempt of a backdrop across his knee, but just sort of turned into a side slam. Elbow to the forehead of Richie. Richie comes out of the corner. Dave Allen rebounds off the rope. Clobbers him. Richie Rothschild is down. Up, the straps have come down on Dave Allen. He means business now. Richie is groggy and trying to get to his feet. Allen came in for a move, but Richie rolled him up. Got a 2 count out of it. Then Allen grabs Richie's ankle and yanks his foot out from under him. Richie drops to the mat, and now Allen has rolled him over into a single leg crab. Richie is in pain, but not submitting. The Punisher is pushing the lower rope towards Richie to try to get it to his hands, and that worked. So now Dave Allen has to break the hold. He does so reluctantly. Oh, now the Punisher is getting up on the apron. He's on the outside of the ropes, on the apron. Oh, it looks like in the middle of all that, he may have passed some brass knucks to Richie, who clobbered Dave Allen while ref Oscar's back was turned, and there's a 3 count. Well, that is not a ring announcement I was expecting to hear tonight. Cade Lee comes out with the belt, stares daggers at the Punisher as he hands the belt to ref Oscar, who gives it to Rothschild. Something tells me the crowd is not in favor of Richie Rothschild being the Backbreaker heavyweight champion. The crowd has given ref BJ a hard time. I think maybe because he has let the mullet free. I think it was bound back in the first half of the show. Here comes Tully Bertarelli for his match. Another one of King Bishop's crew. I wonder if he's related to Mr. Figarelli from the Moral Oral animated TV show on Adult Swim. Finally, after many pre-match shenanigans and crowd chanting contests, Trog and Tully are getting closer to each other. Tully is pointing out the almost foot height advantage he has. But Trog turns that around and shows the teeth advantage he has by biting Tully Bertorelli in the upper arm. Tully doesn't quite know what to make of the fact that he was just bitten by his opponent. The good old-fashioned test of strength actually is successful here. The two opponents are face-to-face, fingers on each hand interlocked. Tully comes out on top, literally, because he forced Trog to his knees. Now he's got Trog in a headlock. And Trog is trying to punch his way out. Managed to throw Tully off of the opposite ropes. And now it's a screaming contest. Tully invites Trog to run off the opposite ropes and try to knock him over. Trog doesn't succeed. Here goes Tully off the ropes. They collide. Nobody goes down until Tully stepped on Trog's foot and then picked him up with a slam. And now he's celebrating. I mean, I guess if you're actually able to pick up Trog and then throw him down on the mat, you should celebrate a bit. I know I couldn't do that. And I'm 6'4". This match has been evenly matched. Both dudes were just coming off the ropes and slamming their shoulders into each other. Nobody went down. Then they closed up and just started trading blows. Nobody went down until, right at the very end there, Tully dropped and rolled out of the ring. And Trog is pacing around the outside, delivering blows to Tully's back. And now, I thought he was going to swing him around into the ring post, but he's just bringing him around to the other side of the ring so that all the fans can see him slamming Tully's head into the apron. A true fan service, courtesy of Trog. A lot of headbutts in this match. There's more. Both guys are still on the outside of the ring. The ref is up to a 6 count. 7. King Bishop keeps having to get out of the way. Tully just grabbed Trog and rammed the spine of Trog into the edge of the apron. Now Trog is on the floor. I think the ref is about to hit 10. No, he gave him... Oh, there it is. The ref got to 10. There's actually a count out. Both men have been counted out by Ref BJ. Enforcing the law. Way to go. I think a cage match is in order next. If they can't keep it in the ring, make them keep it in the ring.
This match is for the Backbreaker Wrestling Tag Team Championship.
Here come the challengers for the Backbreaker Tag Team Championships. Punisher and Cujo. Punisher with his red shirt, black mask, chains, and Cujo is just weird and spooky all around.
They are the current Backbreaker Wrestling Tag Team Champions, doing it dirty, D&D, Diesel, and Dallas!
Diesel and Dallas, the title holders, have gotten to the ring. Ref Oscar was trying to hold off Cujo and Punisher while Diesel and Dallas were getting into the ring. Looks like Cujo is going to start the match for his team, and Diesel is going to start for his. Ref Oscar is showing off the titles, which are up for contention. Cujo makes a greedy grab at them, but Ref has fast hands and he kept them away. That's Diesel psyching himself up with foot stomps into the mat. Up. Look at that. Cujo did get over to the corner and grab the belts. Ref Oscar has yanked them back. Cujo is just offering his chin for Diesel to slug. And as Diesel approached, Cujo slugged him instead, but Diesel just sort of shrugged it off like, that's all you got? Delivers a blow of his own to Cujo, and Cujo staggers. But as a sportsman, Diesel is awaiting his turn. Oh! He looked like he was going to let Cujo do it, but he just struck out and hit Cujo again, and then shoulder blocked him into the corner. And a running bulldog out of the corner so that Cujo's head meets the mat. Diesel took down Cujo with a flying press. And he just kind of rolled Cujo to his corner so that Cujo could tag in Punisher. Now Diesel is slugging at the Punisher. The first blow does nothing. The second blow does nothing. He's bouncing off the ropes. They meet shoulders. Neither man goes down. Here we go again. Diesel off the ropes. Shoulder to shoulder. Neither man goes down. Third try. Oh, and Punisher meets him with a clothesline instead. And that time, Dallas went down. If I was just saying Diesel, it's actually Dallas. I won't know what I said until I go back and listen to the recording. Dallas is in the ring with Punisher. Looks like Punisher is just clawing at Dallas's face. Doing it again. The ref is intervening. Something tells me Punisher is not a nice dude. Punisher slapped at Diesel, who was in his team's corner, so that Diesel would get angry and try to come in the ring, forcing Ref Oscar to go over there and keep Diesel out. And then in the meantime, Punisher went to his own corner and switched places with Cujo. No tag, of course. So Ref Oscar turns around, sees the new man in the ring, throws his hands up like, what the heck, and then does absolutely nothing about it. Cujo and Dallas just met foreheads, and both of them are staggered. Oh, look, this time Punisher tags Cujo properly so Punisher can come in. And a punch to the gut of Dallas. Dallas was in the ring for a long time getting clobbered. He finally made a tag to Diesel. who's plenty rested up, comes in. He's clobbering Punisher. Dallas has joined in the fun. Double headbutts from both of the Baldies onto Punisher. Cujo's trying to tag in from his corner, but Punisher fell over face forward into the center of the ring before Cujo could tag him. And now Punisher does roll to the outside, and Cujo comes in the ring. He's getting knees right into the midsection of Diesel. Is pressing Diesel's forehead, side of his whole head, into the top turnbuckle. And a couple of punches for good measure. Diesel sags down to the mat in the corner. Diesel and Dallas were both in the ring, pounding on Cujo at the same time. Richie Rothschild has slunk out from the curtain, and while ref Oscar was distracted in the ring, he just passed those brass knucks to Punisher, who's wrapped them around his own knuckles and is stalking behind Diesel. But here comes Rancid Joey Rack. He's jumped up on the apron and, taking a page out of Trog's book, just bit Punisher on the hand holding the knucks. Punisher dropped him. Joey picked him up, slugged Punisher with them. In the meantime, Diesel and Dallas get a pinfall on Richie Rothschild. Dedicated listeners may remember that Joey Rancid used to be a tag team partner of Richie Rothschild until Richie pulled an attitude. Joey didn't like it. That's not bad for a night's work for Joey. He just had to hang around and then hit somebody with the brass knucks. Diesel and Dallas are still Backbreaker Wrestling Tag Team Champions. And that is it. The longest Backbreaker show I've been to for a long time. 2 hours and 20 minutes. 7 matches. Now it's time to pack up and go home. Thanks for listening to WVLP 103.1 FM in Valparaiso, Indiana. This has been delayed audio coverage of Backbreaker Wrestling SuperSlam from the St. Mary Hildebrandt Hall Complex in Griffith, Indiana. Delayed audio coverage of wrestling for your entertainment, and mine mostly. But if you guys get something out of it, that's cool. Stay tuned to WVLP and listen for Mostly Metal, the brother show to this one, every Wednesday at 10 p.m., Sunday at 8 p.m. Heavy metal goodness for your ears.